everybody. Welcome back to Silver Lining. I am so happy you're here with me today. If you clicked on this video, I know it's for a reason. I know there's a little message in here that's going to help you or somebody you really love change their life. A little bit about this podcast for the new people is I've been through a lot in my life, and luckily I don't look anything like what I've been through, but I've been through a lot, and I poorly navigated a lot of the dark times in my life, and I prolonged them a lot longer than they needed to be. And now, as a healed version, I could look back at those events and be like, it could have been a lot easier if I just navigated them correctly, but I didn't know how to at the time. Now that I do, I created this podcast to help you guys get through dark times and help you navigate them, because you deserve to with ease and not like I did. So, in today's episode, we are going to talk about a topic that I really struggled with, and this is trying to save people that simply don't want to be saved. You have to save yourself in this life. Nobody's coming to rescue you. It's a sad reality, but it's reality. And once you accept that, it's easier to take the steps forward that you need to in this life to ensure that you have the best life and reach your desired potential. I have wasted so much time in my life trying to save people that really just didn't want to be saved. They enjoyed being in chaos. They enjoyed the sadness. You know how they say misery loves company? Miserable people really love somebody to be miserable with or make them miserable. Another thing is, those types of people will drain you physically, energetically, financially, in every way possible. You really have to look out for people that aren't providing to you what you are giving to them. Relationships are about an equal give and take. And if somebody's taking advantage of you, just because you feel bad for them doesn't mean you should be sticking around them. For me, for example, I am an empath. It hurts me to see other people hurting. And I also have this thing where I will look at somebody and see their true essence and see their highest potential, even though everything's falling apart around them. And it's a blessing and a curse to feel so deeply and to see someone's potential. But, I could see their potential and I would make a game plan for them to succeed, right? And then I would be disappointed when they didn't use my game plan. But the thing is, they don't want to save themselves. Just because you could see somebody's highest potential doesn't mean that they even want to reach it. So why waste all that time and energy on people, places, and things that simply don't want to evolve and grow? And I'm not saying that you shouldn't give people in your life that you love advice, but at the end of the day, people are only going to change if they want to change. And with my family members, same thing. I could see their potential, and it literally drained me in every single way, because I love these people so much and I didn't want them to hurt themselves. I have family members that struggle with addiction or were in abusive relationships, and I would be begging them to leave and see their worth and, not abuse drugs. But at the end of the day, they have to want to change. And to this day, they haven't changed. And if I would have stayed in that place of trying to get them to change, I would be exactly where I used to be. And that was a very, very, very low point of my life. So within the past 2 years, I kind of cut them off. Will I be there for those family members if they need me? Yes. But am I going out of my way anymore to guide them? No. Because like I said earlier, you can't save somebody that doesn't want to be saved, period. You just can't. And just because you see their potential doesn't mean that they do. And you can't force somebody to see their potential. It's important in this life to be around people that encourage you, but you can't be the only person encouraging the people around you. it's hard to accept this when you don't want to see people you love or your best friends that you think are going to be in your life forever suffer. But at a certain point, when do you choose yourself? When do you choose you? Instead of investing all of that time and energy into those people, invest it in yourself. When you start investing in yourself, you're going to elevate even more. And another thing is, don't feel guilty about elevating, because you deserve to. It doesn't matter if people want to stay where they are and don't want to get better. That's not your issue. But it is okay for you to get better and just keep going up, because you deserve that. You deserve to love yourself. You deserve to succeed in your business, in your life, in your friendships, in your relationships. Just because people are happy being in toxic relationships or messing up their life doesn't mean you have to be. For me, for example, like, I completely changed my life around. I'm sober now. I don't hang around the same people I used to. I spend a lot of time alone, but I'm grateful for that. And, you know, sometimes when I go back to my hometown, I see the people and I go to the places and I just don't resonate anymore. And it kind of makes me sad sometimes to see people I love struggling, but at the end of the day, they're grown adults. And, you know, like, for example, my parents, it's time that, like, I'm a parent to myself. I never got parented in my life. I never had parents to look up to. I was parenting my parents, and that's not fair. And life isn't fair, but I deserve to at least parent myself and guide myself and stop overextending myself to people that don't want me around. Like, I'm not saying, I know my parents love me, but they don't know how to show love, and that's okay. But I've learned how to love myself, and this ties back into saving yourself. Like, I really had to save myself. There was nobody coming to save me. Like, a couple of years ago, I almost died. My health was so bad that I couldn't walk. My organs were failing. Nobody came to save me. None of my friends were there for me. None of my family was there for me. They didn't care. And even if they did care, they didn't show up for me. And I had to show up for me. I realized how strong I was surviving those experiences in life. And you're stronger than you know. I promise you. If I could be here right now guiding you guys, you can get through anything. I truly didn't think that I would make it to this point. I didn't think I would make it to 17 years old. And I'm 29 right now. And it wasn't an easy journey, but it was worth every struggle I went through. It was worth it. And I love investing my time and energy and resources into myself. Like, I used to pay for friends, and this is embarrassing, but like, pay for boyfriends. Like, I am not in that desperate energy of wanting people around just to have them around, because I didn't want to sit with myself. And it's hard to just sit with yourself and really face whatever's bothering you. But once you do that, you set yourself free, and you get to start to think about things that actually matter in life. Not saying it doesn't matter, like, you know, the dark stuff in you, but I think what matters more is like the exciting stuff in life and what you actually want to do with your life. And it's hard to even think about those things if you're so caught up in the negative of what's happened in the past or what you're feeling at the moment. Feel those emotions and let them go, and write it down in a journal, what you want to release and what you don't want to be a part of your story anymore. The thing is, you get to choose what's part of your story. You get to choose who you invest in, your time, your resources, all of it. You get to choose. And I understand if you grew up in an environment where you didn't really have the option to choose who you wanted to be, because I grew up in a household like that. I was expected to be somebody that I wasn't, and that is exhausting. And I'm sorry if you're going through that right now, but you get to choose who you want to be in this life. And that's the beautiful thing about life. And once you realize that you're in control and release the need to please others or be seen in a certain way, life gets so fun. Like, there's always gonna be, hard times in life. That's life, right? But when you start to really invest in yourself and invest your time and energy into achieving your goals and cut out the dead weight in your life, your dreams start to become reality. You start living in a frequency of abundance instead of lack. You aren't being drained by people, places, and things that aren't fulfilling you at all. It's time to cut those negative cycles. It's time to start rewiring your brain, because you can. That's the coolest thing. It doesn't matter how much trauma you've been through. You get to rewire your brain and start thinking the thoughts that you want to think. Stop thinking about the people, places, and things that don't care about you. And I hate to be so blunt, but people that aren't lifting you up don't care about you, because if somebody loves you, they're gonna want to see you happy and they're gonna want to help you. People can only love you and care about you as much as they love and care about themselves. And once I realized that, my whole life changed, because if people are allowing themselves to be disrespected in any aspect of life, they're going to disrespect you. Stop allowing that in your life. I have made that mistake for so long, back to what I was saying in the beginning of the podcast. I saw people's potential and, oh, he can treat me better. Oh, an old best friend. Oh, she's going through something hard right now. She's gonna be a better friend to me. No. When people show you their true colors, believe them and stop trying to save them. I really think this is an important topic to get across, because I'm 29 and I spent 27 years of my life allowing people to walk all over me, and it didn't get me anywhere. My life only started getting better when I cut those people out of my life and I started investing in myself. And another thing is, don't feel guilty about investing in yourself. Don't feel guilty about taking care of yourself. You deserve to take care of yourself. You are the only person that's going to take care of you the way that you need to be taken care of. I think narcissists, right? They look for people to fill their cup in a way that they can't fill their cup. And ultimately, it leads to disappointment, because nobody knows exactly how to fill you up. You have to fill yourself up. So if somebody's looking at you to, fill a void in them, you're not the girl, you're not the guy to do that. They have to do it themselves. I've had my fair share of dealing with narcissists. I have narcissist parents. My old best friends were narcissists, and they gravitate onto people that have a very bright light, because they are so empty inside and so miserable. They use your energy to feel good. And those relationships really almost ended my life. They will suck everything out of you. Don't allow them. Those are people that don't want to be saved. The abusive boyfriend, he doesn't want to be saved, and he's not going to save you. The narcissistic parent, they don't want to be saved. They're not going to save you. The narcissistic best friend doesn't want to be saved and is not going to save you. And I'm sorry if you've been through those relationships, and I send you so much love and compassion, because I know how low I felt in those relationships and how empty I ended up feeling. And I realized that I was the only good part of those relationships. The friendships, the boyfriends, I was the only good part of it. When I think of them as an individual, I'm ew. Now that I'm removed from those situations, I'm oh my God, that's embarrassing of me. ew, like there's nothing good about you. I was the only, beneficial part to the relationship. And back to what I was saying earlier, you don't allow yourself to be in relationships where it is not an equal give and take. If you get one sign of that, that's a red flag, and you have to let that person go. And I know that sounds cutthroat, but trust me, people will show you their true colors right away. Do not give people multiple chances. Don't. Give yourself multiple chances. Forgive yourself multiple times. That's the key to success. Forgive yourself. Don't forgive the people that never cared about you in the first place. And I've made that mistake so many times. Like I said earlier, I would see people's potential and I would let them hurt me. And it just left me so empty and lost and unable to focus on myself. And it took me almost losing my life and being so sick to come back to me and start, find my purpose, do things in life that I enjoyed. I didn't even know who I was anymore after those relationships. And I would much rather spend time alone than be around people that just simply don't care about me. And you find out who you are when you're alone. You face the things in life that you didn't even have the time to face because you were so worried about people that didn't care about you. And another thing is, I would go out of my way for those people because I'm like, maybe if I do this, this, and this, then they're gonna see my worth. Then they're gonna change for me. No. And it makes me sad to think about that version of myself. Because, I grew up in a household where I had to be perfect. And nobody's perfect, but I was expected to be perfect. I was never rewarded for doing the right thing. So I'm like, maybe if I'm even better, my parents will see my value. They will acknowledge me. They will tell me good job. No. I've learned I wasted my whole life trying to be somebody for these people that didn't even know who they were. So, I don't know. I hope I'm making sense in today's podcast. I just wanted to come on here and kind of spill what I was thinking and flow with it. So, I hope you got something out of this. If you made it to the end of the podcast, comment down below something you are ready to release. Say, I release blank, whether it be a mindset, a person, not going to a certain place anymore. Align with what aligns with you. What is not meant for you is going to meet you with resistance. What is meant for you is going to flow. And you're never going to have to prove yourself to anything that is meant for you or anyone. I just want you to know that. And I see your value. And it's up for you to see your value and respect yourself enough to not overextend yourself to anybody or anything that doesn't overextend itself to you. Let your relationships be an equal give and take. I promise you it's going to help you. And don't save the people that don't want to be saved. All right, I love you so much. I hope you got something out of this podcast today. I will see you in the next episode. Love you. Bye.